Hi there. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On many levels, casual, competitive, everything in between, for many years now. And as this game approaches 25 years, or I think we're actually past it now, the fact of the matter is, often people just don't try to understand why their deck isn't working. They just dump it, toss it in the trash, set it on fire, and move on to the next big, shiny thing. And that's kind of just a self-repeating cycle when you don't actually stop to think about it. So with that in mind, let's take a look at 5 reasons your deck is trash and is likely to underperform. Now, we've all seen those crazy combo FTK videos, decks just popping off, styling on the opponent, and doing something insane. Think Yajiro Invader loops, or the World FTKs. Well, these are hilarious when they pop off. Oftentimes the decks that do these things basically need a scripted set of circumstances to function. Exact draws, no response from the opponent, and unfortunately, this game is not scripted. So, if your deck only goes off if you draw a specific one of, well, your opponent has no interaction, and it's after 8 p.m. on a Wednesday with a full moon, you're gonna be in for a bad time. On the note of interaction, hand traps exist. Negates exist. And if your deck folds to your normal summon being stopped, it's just gonna suck. You cannot rely anymore on your opponent not being able to interact with you. Most decks are packing between 12 to 20 plus non-engine, and running into Ash Blossom, Impermanence, Veiler, etc. is just basically a guarantee, especially with the Mulcharmy draws now being a thing. So if your deck just says, oh, you negated my Armageddon Knight? Pass? Yeah, you're cooked. Even if your deck can extend through disruption, if it's poorly positioned against what you're likely to see, that's a problem. Great example of this and a great check is Nibiru. If your deck dies to the rock, and the format is one where it's really, really good, you're just going to have to eat it more often than not. Now, at this exact moment, that real check is actually the Mulcharmies, whether you can play under them, have lines to work under them, and not give your opponent a million cards. But this does shift every format or so, so you may find that a deck that was really good to you 6 weeks ago is now in a tough spot. Make sure you're doing your homework. Your teacher's staring at you for this. Stare. Okay, your deck can play through disruption. It's well positioned against common problems, but what about its actual game plan? Does it win? Sometimes decks just do not have enough oomph to get you over that finish line, and as a Mimical enjoyer, I feel it. I feel it every single day. Please help me. The fact of the matter is, decks like this just aren't strong enough on their own to clear the hurdles of killing the opponent on the spot when you have an opening to. And if you find yourself feeling this way, it's going to be time to look elsewhere. Either having to splash other engines or kill conditions if you've got room, or if not, hacking it in and looking somewhere else for a different deck. Finally, sometimes decks just can't survive due to outside issues. One of my personal near and dear to my heart decks that I play every chance I can is Dynamorphia, and I will never take that anywhere except Master Duel ladder matches, because at the end of the day, the time rules are just not kind to it. Same with any other deck that's reliant on paying life points, or any deck the ban list leaves limping, staring at you, tier limit players. Yes, the deck has super powerful boards when it pops off, but it's just not there anymore. That doesn't mean that decks can have to be dead forever. Things change, rules change, ban lists shift. But it has to be something meaningful for these decks to become viable. With all that said, this doesn't mean that you should not play something you enjoy. But make sure you're doing so with the expectations of how you're going to do. Trying to foist expectations of competitive glory onto a deck that's not well equipped for it is going to set yourself up for heartache, and it's not going to have a fun time for you. I personally recommend checking out resources such as Road to the King for insights into what is topping in the OCG, and keeping up to date with TCG tournament results to see what's consistently performing when deciding your deck choice for any Tier 2 or Tier 3 events, just for an overall better experience, and not one where you're driving your head through a brick wall repeatedly. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check us out over on the twitch.tv, and follow on the Twitter if you have not already to keep up with when we're live and anything else that we do. And I hope to see you all in the classroom next time, but for now, class dismissed.